It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Twisted Wheel Brewing Company, and this is a can of their Purple Haze. It's a 440 milliliter can coming in at 6.5% ABV, described as a raspberry sour IPA. Without further ado, let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. Nice levels of carbonation. Beer in the glass. Look at the colour. Definitely got a hint of raspberry going on. Have a listen at the hiss. Lovely colour. Lovely colour. The beer was kindly sent to us by topofthehops.co.uk. Check them out. Some of you are saying in the comments box, I can't get to this website, topofthehops.co.uk. They're based in Stockton. Oh, it's topofthehopsbeer.co.uk. That's why. Topofthehopsbeer.co.uk. I've been saying it wrong. My sincere apologies. 2-finger white head. Slightly pinky white head. Good levels of carbonation. Hazy as you like. I think I've had 1 or 2 beers from Twisted Wheel Brewing Company before now. Keep on brewing, it says. Nice levels of carbonation. Let's get the aroma on the beer. Look at the colour. Definitely looks like raspberry juice. Definitely looks like a raspberry sour, doesn't it? Aroma. Oh, that's zingy. Zingy and fresh and wow. Raspberry sour IPA. So you get the raspberry, you get the sour, and you definitely get some of that kind of like grapefruit, passion fruit, mango aroma from the hops. This is going to be a really interesting brew. It might blow my mind. Let's get in. Cheers, everybody. Oh. Stone the Crows. Stone the Crows certainly does blow my mind. Yeah, it has everything. You're getting flavours of raspberry. You're getting a peppery spiciness in it as well. You're getting the sourness. It's not a massively sour beer. It's not like crazy wrecking your palate sour that we all know and love. It's more of a balanced kind of, yeah, you get the raspberry, you got a little bit of raspberry, you got a little bit of that kind of sourness, and then you get quite a lot actually, quite a lot of that IPA flavour. IPA being a style of beer, so is a sour beer. So we got sour beer, which is a style in its own right, thrown in with another style of beer being an India Pale Ale, and then they've chucked in some raspberry to go in it as well, which is a complete head bender of a beer. Cool. It's really nicely carbonated. Carbonation hisses and fizzes and pushes the beer around the inside of the mouth, releases more of that flavour. It's very drinkable. It's very refreshing. I like the fresh raspberry flavour. It's not a synthetic raspberry. It's an actual kind of fresh raspberry flavour that's gone on in there, which is very kind of refreshing in its own right, rather than, I mean, we've had some beers that they've used synthetic concentrates, ice cream concentrates, which I don't like to see in beer. This is the real deal. You get the slight sharpness, as my mother used to say, a slight sharpness from the raspberry. And then that leads into the sourness, and then that very much leads into the kind of the IPA, the little bit of bitterness on the back end. It's good, it's very good. Let's see if we can concentrate now on more of the IPA flavour. I've talked a lot about the raspberry, I've talked a lot about the sourness. Let's see if we can pick up some of that IPA aspect in the beer, because what should happen as you're drinking more and more of the beer is your palate kind of acclimatizes to the sour flavours, gets used to the sour flavours, and then you start to taste other things in the beer. So let's see if we can get a little bit more of that kind of grapefruit, orange peel, fleshy blood orange flavours, and bitterness, and maybe some spiciness as well. It's there. It's definitely there, but it's very much leaning towards sour beer first. Raspberry and sour. It's definitely leaning into those flavours a little bit more. I think if they wanted to get more of an IPA aspect out of the beer, I think they would have had to do a lot more dry hopping in the beer. But then that naturally kind of then makes the beer more expensive. So it must be a balancing act. They've already chucked in a load of raspberry, which is probably expensive, and they've kind of like thought, oh, do we dry hop it to hell, or do we hold back a bit? Otherwise this beer is going to be an absolute fortune to buy. And although this beer doesn't taste like it's a beer with a budget in mind, it would have definitely been a consideration with the brewers when they brewed the beer initially, because, yeah, raspberries are expensive, so are hops. It's a very enjoyable beer. It's very refreshing, very lovely to drink. Let's get the description on the side of the can. This beer is unfiltered, unfined, and unbelievably good. Always store cold and drink fresh. The malts are clear, choice, and wheat. The hops are citra and cryo, and the adjuncts are raspberry puree. Lovely. Brewed at Twisted Wheel Brewing Company, Unit 11, Easter Court, Europa Boulevard, Warrington, UK. And then we got the water, malted barley, wheat, hops, raspberry puree, and yeast. I'm ready to rate it. Thanks very much to Top of the Hops Beer.co.uk for sending me the beer. My apologies again for getting your website wrong all this time. Yeah, it's good. 440 can. Let's rate it. I like it. It's extremely refreshing beer. Lovely raspberry flavour. Fantastic drinkability. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.